Welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, July 18, 2022. I am Yvette Bowens with the details. Rainforest Seafood held the official opening of its Big Blue facility in Caliacqua over the weekend. The $10 million, 25,000 square foot facility has been described by Chief Executive Officer of Rainforest Caribbean, Brian Jardim, as the most advanced seafood processing plant in the Eastern Caribbean. Delivering welcoming remarks at the grand opening, Jardim says the 6-year journey to establishing the facility has finally been made into a reality.
This state-of-the-art plant is equipped to efficiently process a wide variety of species to the highest global standards. Finfish, lobster, conch, pelagics, seaweed. The possibilities within these walls, within this more than a half an acre of real estate are endless. The facility features 250,000 pounds of cold storage, blast freezers, processing rooms, best-in-class cold chain, along with cutting-edge equipment that will allow at-source retail packaging and will ensure that product presentations appeal to various international markets and customers. With our significant capacity to store, process, value add, and package, this is undoubtedly the largest and most advanced seafood processing facility anywhere in the Eastern Caribbean, and something we can all be very proud of.
The Jamaican-based company, which also has processing plants in Barbados and Belize, employs around 100 Vincentians at the Caliacqua facility. Jardim says European Union certification for SVG's Fisheries is a critical hurdle for the company as they seek to expand the opportunities for export.
This will open up another world of possibilities and lucrative untapped markets that we currently ship to from our other plants around the Caribbean. So that's just one more opportunity for growth that we see out of this facility. Sustainability is at the core of everything we do. And we will support fishing practices to ensure the longevity of St. Vincent and the Grenadines' marine resources. Healthy oceans are healthy profits has been our company mantra from the day we began. And this will be adhered here more than anywhere else.
The demand being created by Rainforest Seafood will result in significant growth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines' fisheries sector. This is the view expressed by Finance Minister Camilo Gonzalez, who delivered remarks at the grand opening of the Rainforest Seafood processing plant over the weekend. Minister Gonzalez describes the opening as a historic occasion and says the seafood processing plant has transformed the Caliacqua area. Minister Gonzalez notes before Rainforest Seafood established the processing plant in SVG in 2020, the island landed 21.5 million EC dollars worth of fish. He adds in the few months that Rainforest Seafood has been operational, it has purchased 3 million EC dollars worth of products from local fishers.
And this facility, they say 6 months, but really they've been fully up, well, they're still not fully operational, but they've been going strong for about 4 months. At this facility, they have purchased seafood from 150 local fishers. And in those 4 to 6 months, they've already given to paid to those local fishers over 3 million EC dollars. Do the math. 150 fishers. Put that into $3 million. You get about $20,000 per fisherman. And if you divide it by about the 4 months, this is obviously on average, you're talking about $5,000 a fisherman in the last 4 months. That is an incredible contribution to fisheries and the growth of the sector here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Minister Gonzalez says the company seeking to purchase a wide range of seafood products from local fisheries expected to amount to 20 million EC dollars annually.
You have conch being processed, lobster being processed, ballyhoo being processed, snapper being processed, tuna being processed, and they're just getting started. The contract that we signed with Rainforest Seafood says that they plan to put into the hands of local fishers, not $3 million, but $20 million annually. Imagine the wealth that that will create for fisher folk all across St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
He also says fishing in SVG will become a money earner for fishers and fish production will be doubled in the future.
Demand created by Rainforest Seafood is going to do is catapult fishing from an artisanal profession to an absolute money earner for fishers all around St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Because now we have a level of demand that we've never had before in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I said between 2012 and 2020, you went from $8.9 million to $21 million. But I also said that Rainforest by itself wants to buy $20 million worth of fish a year. So I went from 8.9 to 20, and Rainforest now wants to add another 20 on top of that 20. That is a doubling again of the fish production here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we have the fish in our waters, and we have the talented fisher folk. All we need now is to build capacity.
In light of the increase in demand for fish created with the opening of the Rainforest Seafood processing plant, Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Sabota Caesar is given the assurance that there will be no shortage of fish in the local markets. The company is seeking to buy 20 million EC dollars in fish annually, and Minister Caesar says the government will be implementing measures to ensure sustainable fishing practices are used by fishers.
And I know that the housewife in Sanssouci, the housewife in Lauders, the housewife in Calico, sometimes they ask the question, so if we put so much of our marine resources in these facilities, will we have enough for ourselves? And I want to say this to all Vincentians, that we are going to ensure that there are sustainable measures put in place to protect and to ensure food security and food sovereignty in this country. Under our watch, fish would always be affordable, accessible, and available.
Minister Caesar says government has received technical support which will see an update in the Port State Measures Regulations, an international policy that seeks to prevent illegal and unreported fishing. He adds very soon St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be once again exporting seafood to the European Union.
The legislative framework had to be put in place. And before the end of this year, we are going to see through the Parliament of our country a modern Fisheries Act. We continue to work to ensure that we follow international standards, and quite recently we received technical support so that we can be up to date with our Port State Measures Regulations. We have hired international legal advisors, and very soon we are going to see the removal of the red card so we can export again to the European Union.
Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has defended the appointment of Rodney Luther McIntosh to the post of Consul General, which takes effect from August 1st, 2022. News of the appointment began circulating on social media recently, which garnered criticism from some. McIntosh, a veteran soca artist and cultural ambassador, responded in a Facebook post dated July 12th, where he thanked the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for placing confidence in him. Speaking on API's morning program, PM Gonsalves says he was directly involved in discussions with several persons for the appointment.
And I can tell you, there was no application sought, so none was sent. We did our scouting, and that is how this was determined. And I consider several persons, including persons in the state administration, and I concluded with a maturity of judgment, and somebody who has been involved in this for 21 years, I recommended Randy Luther McIntosh to the cabinet of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and they unanimously accepted my recommendation.
PM Gonzalez says McIntosh possesses the necessary academic and professional qualifications for the position, adding he believes that McIntosh will perform his duties well.
Luther has a very good secondary education and good post-secondary education in terms of technical skills. He has fantastic communication skills. He has great interconnection with the diaspora and important people in the diaspora. He's a responsible individual. Luther is hired to do consular work as the Consul General. Now, as Consul General, his office is under that of the Ambassador to the United States of America. And he, as Consul General, administratively, is very much responsible to the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And of course, Luther has, as I say, tremendous outreach where he would link with the diaspora in all their various organizations. And I think that Luther is going to do a very good job.
Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves on Saturday, July 16th, met with officials of the government of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela in the capital city Caracas en route to Nicaragua. Dr. Gonsalves, who is on a 5-day official mission to the Central American country, made a brief stop in Venezuela to meet with representatives of the government and other officials. The Prime Minister held extensive discussions with the Venezuelan delegation headed by Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, Carlos Faria, and included Vice Minister for the Caribbean and President of the Alba Bank, Raul Licasi, Vice Minister for Economic Cooperation, Ramon Gordiz, and other officials from Petrocaribe. The Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Montgomery Daniel, who is a part of the delegation of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, accompanied Prime Minister Gonsalves during the discussions. The other members of the delegation include wife of the Prime Minister, Mrs. Eloise Gonsalves, Dyke Cato and John Nero, community activist, Inspector Erwin Adams, security officer, and Sion Marshall, press secretary in the office of the Prime Minister. The delegation departed Venezuela for Nicaragua on Sunday, July 17th. The sale of First Caribbean International Bank Limited to the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is moving ahead. First Caribbean made the announcement today that the sale of its business to 2 indigenous banks in the Eastern Caribbean has received approval from the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. The bank further announced that it will now begin the process of transferring its clients to the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines Limited in St. Vincent and the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank in St. Kitts. This process is expected to take several months. On 12 October 2021, the consortium of banks signed a definitive agreement to acquire the branches and banking operations of CIBC First Caribbean Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The sale of the Caribbean Bank's business in 5 countries, Aruba, St. Vincent, Grenada, and St. Kitts and Nevis and Dominica, was announced in October of 2021, with the Aruba sale being completed earlier this year. Colette Delany, Chief Executive Officer of CIBC First Caribbean, said that they are pleased at the approval of the sales in St. Vincent and St. Kitts. After 2 years hiatus, the Police St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Band summer program officially opened today. The program aims to provide tutoring as well as teaching of the theoretical and practical aspects of music. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Band Master Inspector of Police Vaughn Miller says it is expected that during the program, students will gain information that will assist them in theory and practical examination as offered by the Royal School of Music. He notes the participants will play the musical instruments including the clarinet, drum set, trombone, medium guitar, bass guitar, keyboard, and the pan.
On Saturday night I was reading one of the local newspapers, and one of the articles was related to the death of 2 youngsters in the year of 2000 And I said to myself, I don't know if they were involved in any criminal activity, but the newspaper stated that they're sitting. So even though you are not sitting, you'll be prone to violence. So this program, because with this organization, our organization don't want our youth to be there idle. This is one of the reasons mainly why this program is being put in place.
During the program, the participants will not only gain knowledge on music, but also drug abuse, self-esteem, and other topics.
This program will not only be one of music, as the participants will be having sessions on topics such as bullying, self-esteem, assertiveness, effects of drug abuse, among others. These sessions will be done by personnel within the police force and personnel from other government departments. It is said that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, and we don't want Jill to become dull. Hence, recreational activities will be organized from time to time.
Over 75 applicants were selected, and Miller encourages participants to give tutors their full attention.
The opportunity. I therefore implore you to apply the 3 P's. Firstly, I must encourage you to pay attention at all times to your tutor. Bring a small notebook and pen or pencil and jot down any information, tips or advice the instructor has that will further help your music playing. Secondly, be patient. You are in a class and there are students who may be ahead of you. Don't worry about that. Be patient. Practice. Those of you who are holders of your own instruments, I will encourage you to practice while you are at home. It is said, practice makes perfect. I don't agree. I will tell you that practice makes you better.
Product development and farm establishment activities continue under the Youth Agri-Entrepreneurship for Rural Development, the YARD project. The project aims to improve the production capacity and competitiveness of young agri-entrepreneurs through better access to lands, facilities, equipment, skills development, and seed capital. It is being jointly implemented by the Ministry of Agriculture and National Mobilization, the Youth Affairs Department, and is being funded by the UN Food and Agricultural Organizations, the FAO. In a press release, Deputy Chief Agricultural Officer Colville King said that initiatives like these can assist rural youth in positioning themselves to contribute to the reduction of the country's extra-regional agri-food import bill. King also stated that since the inception of the project in October 2021, the innovative Youth Agribusiness Multipurpose Cooperative in Layu and Youth Agribusiness Multipurpose Cooperative in Bayabu have established small farm plots with support from the Ministry of Agriculture. King added that the groups are cultivating a range of commodities, some of which will be used in their value-added product. These crops include chive, celery, cabbage, sweet corn, sweet pepper, and watermelon. These farm plots will be used as a platform for training of group members. King said that other groups located in Beckway, Chateaubelair, and North Union will establish farms once they have identified and finalized lease or rental arrangements for lands. So far, 49 youths have received training in business planning from international business planning expert Tom O'Callaghan of the Food and Agricultural Organization. During the month of July, they will receive further training in financial planning, marketing, and branding.